But yeah, so Business Brain, this is something we started talking about this a while ago and even started talking about it on the show a little bit here and there. The problem with the name The Small Business Show is, well, there are multiple issues with it. Number one, we were not the only small business show out there. In fact, we weren't even one of two or even one of five. And so it made it very difficult for people to find the show when we said, hey, go to find The Small Business Show wherever you get your podcast. Well, you'll find a small business show. You might not find us. And that's not so good. So we wanted to address that. But also, it's a pretty generic name, as evidenced by the fact that there are lots of them out there. And it doesn't really get to the nuances of what we're actually talking about here. And so
that's right.
We started down this path of spitballing, for lack of a more technical term, and trying to figure out what do we actually do. And we've tried some of these things out in the episodes, and the one that stuck, as you might have heard in the past few episodes, is Business Brain. Because that's what we're doing. We're talking about using our business brains in business, yes, but also pretty much throughout our lives and applying them to our lives in ways that sort of helps things move forward, helps us live that charmed life, if you will.
Yeah. And that's, I think, we talked a lot about how to get that across, is that it's a mindset that we're talking about that allows you to, embrace risk and, embrace making mistakes and all the little things that we've talked about over, the last 7 or 8 years, 390 episodes. And Business Brain really, I think, encapsulates it, because we talk about, one of my favorite things to talk about is story, to think about how you're creating the story and how, if you think of it backwards about where you want the story to lead, it's easier to create along the way. And that's using your business brain. And over, we just came up with examples. And I'm excited about it. I really like the new logo, which we'll put up at businessbrain.show. It'll if you go to I can't even remember the old URL anymore.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not.
I mean, if you go there, it's fine. You will be redirected to businessbrain.show. It's all good. It's not going to be a problem. But
you can go there. You'll see. Yeah, you'll see the new logo in your podcast app when you listen to this, as I will use that, and when we do the graphic. But you can also go to businessbrain.show, where all of our 390 episodes live, and we'll link some of those back today to kind of call out how we think using a business brain gets you to that charmed life that we really are encouraging you to lead.
Yeah, I like this name. We've obviously we've lived with it internally for a couple of weeks here, and as soon as I think it was you that brought it up, Shannon. I'm pretty sure it came from you.
Yeah, it came. I think so. We were just going down the list and had one of the things that I like that, Dave, that you and I have always done is just dump out data when we're looking for something new, whether it's a name, a tagline, a web address, whatever it is, and just to keep going. And that list lived up in our Google Drive for maybe a couple of months. And we just kept tweaking it. And some of them I found, I was like, this is it. This is the one I like the best. And then Dave would say, no, I don't like that one. And so I said, okay. Or it's too generic, or it's too this or too that. And then just letting them percolate it, you can really see, especially on this, as we develop this name, Business Brain, you can just see it coming to formation over time, and how it started to encapsulate more and more of what we believe in and what we've been trying to share with you, for the last 7 years.
Yeah, it does. I like I said, I liked it. I guess I liked it when I first heard it. I don't even know, because you're right. It was just in that sort of barf of ideas, but it certainly percolated to the top. I didn't hate it when I first heard it. That's for sure, because otherwise we would have kind of vetoed it or talked about it. But
right.
It really does encapsulate that which we do here, and I like that. We are applying our business brains every week. Oh, wait, maybe that's another little tagline.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, using our Business Brain. And, go, if you come to businessbrain.show, I'll link back to a bunch of episodes from previous shows that I think do a great job of talking about it. The other thing we're doing, I'm in the process of designing some T-shirts, and I would love to give out shirts for listeners that send in questions like we're going to talk about today. So where would they send those questions, Dave?
Feedback at businessbrain.show. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. Feedback at businessbrain.show. There you go.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Tell us what you think about the new name. Send us questions your way and get yourself a T-shirt. And we'd love to hear from you. It's really important.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Feedback at businessbrain.show. I need to make a new text expander snippet for that and replace the old one.
Yeah. And I think you're also working on some new ways for our listeners to engage with us that we'll be rolling out pretty soon. We're experimenting with some things to where you can connect to Dave and I a little closer and
other
grow.
Yeah, and not just you and me, but where everybody can connect with each other. We're talking about a I was going to say a group home. That's not what I mean, but that's what I mean. But I we've been sort of tossing around the idea of Slack or Discord. I'm pretty sure we're going to go with Slack. If you think that's a terrible idea, feedback at businessbrain.show right away. You got to email us now because I think that's the direction we're going. So, but we'd love to hear from you, and we'll get that rolled out in the next couple of weeks here as we settle into our new name and new URLs and all of that good stuff.